1, 2, 3.
I'm
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Woo! Let's go.
You get on my motherfucking nerves.
You get on my
bro.
motherfucking nerves,
I can't
too.
stand you sometimes, but I love your ass.
Same.
God damn. Give me a kiss.
No. Okay.
Give me the...
Baby. I'll get out the cameras.
All right. And we back at it again with another dope episode of the Black and Abundant podcast. Hey, welcome back, family. We are your amazing hosts, your favorite couple, your brother and your sister. I have the pleasure of introducing ourselves. My name is Jamal, a.k.a. J Sko. You feel me? And I have my best friend, my life partner, my girlfriend, and my wifey, the queen, the goddess of the empire, Nia Jackson, a.k.a. Nia Low. What it is. Tell me how you feeling.
Hey, baby.
What's up?
I don't know how I'm feeling. We finna get into the episode.
Yeah.
And then we can dive into how we feeling. But I'm good.
You good?
I'm good.
Yeah, we blessed.
We blessed.
We black.
Yeah.
We abundant.
We very much so.
There we go. All right, y'all. So just kick your feet off. You know what I'm saying? No,
Kick
get
your feet
comfortable.
off?
No, kick your shoes off. Get comfortable. Hey, get your tea. Hey, let me go ahead and say this. Black and Abundant merch is on the way soon.
It's
y'all
on the
been
way.
asking. What's up?
I said it's on the way.
It's on the way. Y'all been asking about it. We're going to give it to y'all. Black and Abundant merch. If you're a tea drinker, coffee drinker, get your Black and Abundant mug. You feel me? Black and Abundant socks is on the way. You feel me? And also, I had another idea. I was like, hey, look, the vibe is being comfortable. So, as you know, we love, what is this called? Blankets. I'm thinking about we should do a Black and Abundant blanket. Hey, drop in the comments below. Would y'all get a Black and Abundant blanket? If so, we're going to get to that. But before we dive into the episode, you know, we're going to have to start it with the soccer the even until we get the official Black and Abundant. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Cool?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so today what we rocking with, I was vibing with the top ramen. You feel me? The top ramen. You can't go with
Shrimp
top ramen.
flavored.
If you black, you feel me? We all relate to this. But let me say this though. Top ramen is unhealthy as hell.
Oh my God.
I'm not pushing top ramen, but I know, look, when times get hard or you need something real quick, because when you on your grind and you run out of groceries and you have that, you know, a couple of packets of ramen in a thing, go ahead and grab you some ramen.
We definitely got a couple packets
You feel
of
me?
shrimp ramen up in there.
But hey, I'm gonna put a picture on the screen up here. But hey, this is how you do it. Don't use the packet. Don't use the packet. If you're gonna use top ramen, make your own seasoning with the seasoning you got in the pantry, whatever. Then add your own vegetables. You see the picture up here, right? This is how we go about top ramen. And then
Really, we have a picture of that?
yeah, I got a picture. I found it. It's gonna be up there. And then get back to your healthy kick. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do. But
Or
also,
use rice noodles.
Or
Asian
use
market,
rice noodles. Yeah, for
Small
sure.
kind. Vermicelli.
Also, juice is juice time. You know what I'm saying? We a family. We've had the Jacksons. We juicing. You feel me? What we got this time?
Apples and carrots.
Apples and carrots with a bit of ginger in there, right?
Yeah.
And this joint hitting too, boy. Oh God. But anyway, let's dive into this episode.
Thank
I'm
God.
excited,
Oh my
man.
God.
What's up? What are we talking about today?
Talking about everything but the topic. Okay. So the topic of today's episode it actually came from a question sticker on my Instagram. So shout out to whoever. I freaking forgot to memorize the name before I got on here, but I'll put it on the screen for you. But shout out to you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
appreciate you.
For sending us a question or a topic for today, which is conflict in relationships.
Ooh.
Conflict in relationships. The question was, how do you handle conflict in relationships? And they also sent like a bunch of other messages with follow-up questions as well, talking about, is it okay to create distance when there's conflict in the relationship, or does that hurt the relationship? Something about handling disrespect in a relationship. And I forgot there was another one, but I feel like it'll pop up as we continue to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's the topic. Y'all ready?
Let's dive in. I'm excited to see what comes out of this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. We're gonna have to pull this one out of our ass. But at the same time, you know, we're just gonna have a conversation, keep it real raw, and just talk about how we handle this shit.
I have a question for you, and I want you to be really honest with yourself. Do you know that you need to heal, but maybe you just don't know where to begin? Or maybe you see that your trauma is holding you back and slowly destroying your relationships. Maybe you don't even understand what you're feeling, but you know that you're tired of going through the same problems. If that resonates with you, I can tell you why you're probably feeling that way. It's because you don't know how to control your fucking emotions. And no, I don't mean suppressing them. I mean processing them, addressing them, and reflecting on them so that you can have better discernment and higher intuition. And if you don't know how to do that, I'm going to teach you in my How to Control Your Fucking Emotions masterclass. Not even 10 years ago, I overdosed. I had depression, generalized anxiety disorder, I was in an abusive relationship, I was self-harming, and I was having anxiety attacks almost every day. Fast forward to today, I'm emotionally stable, extremely confident, happily married, and loving life. I'm a completely different person. But how did I do it? I committed to increasing my emotional intelligence through study and consistent practice. I've already sorted through all of the bad advice online and trial and errored my way to emotional freedom so that you don't have to. I'm giving you a decade worth of expert level information on emotional intelligence in a 2-hour beginner friendly class. This is honestly information we all should have been taught as kids, but generational curses, am I right? So do your kids a favor and break the cycle now. I'm going to teach you everything that I know. And honestly, I could charge you at least 5 bands for it. But it's only $97. Oh, and the first 100 orders are 50% off. So if I were you, I would hurry up and visit www.nialovecoach.com/emotions or click the link in the description. Now let's get back to the episode. But first, don't forget to take that and apply it. Let's do it.
What's up? So definitely lead this and, let's have a conversation.
Okay, well, I guess I'll start first. Always starting things with story time. So I want to tell y'all how bad this man get on my fucking nerves. Earlier.
Oh, we're going to use the earlier example.
Yeah.
Oh,
because why not?
Why not?
It's funny because we didn't even know what the topic was until maybe like 3 or 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
And then when we got the topic, we were like, what the hell are we going to talk about? And then we had conflict. So it kind of like, now we have something to talk about. But I want to go back to a couple weeks ago where our friends came over after, our dog had passed away. But one of our friends, Wes, we were talking about our podcast episode and asking for like feedback. And he was saying that he wants to see more of like more conflict in our episodes, like things that maybe we disagree on. And we were basically telling him like, we don't necessarily have too many things that we just blatantly disagree on. Like when we have conflict, we resolve it within like a couple hours or so, because it's never really that deep. So we never really have anything to argue about, but we recognize that a lot of couples can't relate to that. And reminder to you guys, it was not always this way. I'm going to say that a million times. It was not always this way.
We wasn't born just being great at conflict resolution. This is trial and error, many arguments, productive arguments, and then it just learning as we grow through this life shit. So we wasn't always like at this point. So we definitely got to share some, how we started compared to where we are now. And then how do we get to the conclusions? How were we able to create the blueprint to how we have productive, arguments and stuff like that. Let's just go ahead and get in the whole game.
Yeah. I got you. Okay. That's a great point. I want to talk about that before I even get into the conversation from today and how we handled it. Definitely want to take it back to how we used to be.
Let them know.
So I've talked about this before, but I was an anxious attachment style, or I had an anxious attachment style, and Jamal used to have a very avoidant attachment style. So when you bring an anxious and an avoidant together in a relationship, it's normally chaos until y'all figure it out.
Define that. What is anxious attachment style, and then what's avoidant?
Okay, so for me, the best way I feel like I can describe it is through an example. When Jamal and I would have conflict, because of my anxious attachment style, I would always try to like draw towards him and talk about it right then and there. I need reassurance right now. Like, I want to be attached to you, right? And for him, he was avoidant, so he would want to retreat and go like silent or completely distance himself and not communicate. And that would only make me more anxious because I'm like, I literally thrive off of communication, especially as an anxious attachment style, because I'm not secure enough within myself, right? So it would always lead to very explosive arguments of him trying to like walk away and me like demanding that we actually sort it out, and then him pulling back further and me pushing further, and it just wasn't cute.
Yeah.
It was not cute. There was a lot of lack of communication in our beginning stages of our relationship. Simply just avoiding having certain conversations or being open and honest with ourselves and with each other. What else would you say?
I want to know. Man, just thinking back to the old times, I envision my old self being like, my nigga, give me some space, bro. I just, God
Okay,
dang,
fuck
bro.
you. Because I can say in the same token, nigga, just communicate. You can just communicate.
Yeah.
But you know, it's whatever.
For real. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that our, like, I guess communication styles or attachment styles, whatever, what is that?
It's trauma. Everything is linked to trauma.
For sure.
Everything is trauma.
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, your attachment style comes from trauma. Mm-hmm. But it can be shifted. Like I feel like now we have very secure attachment styles. Mm-hmm. But I mean, for me, my anxious attachment style just came from like the distance that I had with my parents. And just always feeling like people leave me or people will abandon me, or that I'm not enough and needing that constant reassurance. So that's where mine came from. But where did your avoidant attachment style come from?
You know, I had to think about that one. Based upon your experience and research and all that stuff, what are the tendencies of, what do you think avoidant type attachment is connected to?
I think it has to do with your family dynamic, honestly. Thinking about you, because Jamal grew up in a very avoidant family.
True. Sweeping everything under the rug. We don't talk about nothing. Nothing that was talked about. It can be a big ass elephant in the room. You can sweep that elephant under the rug, and you would see this big gigantic elephant under the rug. But we just don't look
act like it's not there.
Like that, you don't see that elephant under that rug right there in your face. But okay, we just gonna continue like nothing happened, nothing going on. Okay. Great. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see that.
That's exactly what, and that's what Jamal was doing in the relationship. But like in contrast, my family was very like, oh, we gonna talk about this. Like, even if we have to cuss each other out, and fist fight, we gonna talk about this. Yeah. So, bringing those two like backgrounds together and trying to be in a relationship was a challenge.
Man.
It was a challenge.
Bro, we used to have some arguments.
He cut my hair one time.
Yeah, I did.
He cut my hair.
I did.
Okay. In defense, and I'm just sharing this. You can share something crazy that I did. I'm crazy too. But I was. But y'all, like I had braids. And Jamal didn't understand the concept of how braids work. You see, my hair is long. I mean, back then it was shorter, but my hair is long, right? So when my hair is in braids, most of that be my hair. Jamal didn't understand that. He thought that when he cut the braid that it was like not my hair. Yeah, it was my hair. I had like this little piece. It was in the front.
Yeah.
It was in the front. I had this little piece. It grew out though. I still love you.
Side note, ain't my wife beautiful, y'all? Just look at her. Please put the camera on her. Just take a moment to acknowledge how beautiful she looks right now. You got your hair did yesterday, you know, got it chopped and cut, and it still looks young, you know what I'm saying? Looking all natural and just, oh my God. Just shout out to my natural women out there, you know what I'm saying? Not saying, you know, trying to whatever, but
thank you.
I appreciate natural. So, but anyway, go
that was it. What's some crazy I did as payback?
Something crazy that you did. I remember one time that you threatened to pull up on me with a bat, and you were so serious. I remember one time, I think I had did something. I think I had like stopped sharing location or something, or I did something like took something away or whatever, and you called me. You flipped your shit. I'm just like,
I did.
Yeah, I was like, yo,
Don't do that.
I don't know about this.
Don't do that.
Man.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
the point
all
is,
right.
we was toxic as hell,
Yeah.
and we share those things,
Yeah.
so that because y'all could probably relate. I didn't know y'all did some crazy shit.
And let me ask y'all this: would y'all like to hear more of our toxic past? Cause we have a toxic past, y'all. I'm just being straight up honest. I know y'all look up to us and y'all say like we just the couple of the year and this and that, but we had to go through a lot of BS to get to this place to where we could be an example and share. You know, and she's speaking from a place of, you know, experience and y'all like that, but we had to put in the reps and go through a lot of stuff to get to this point. So I think it's fair to our family to
Tell more
about it. So with the thing we was talking about prior to with the start with the P.
Oh, I mean, we can go ahead and say it.
Go
the
ahead.
Patreon is coming.
Patreon is coming.
The Patreon is coming,
Yep.
and we can
Yep.
talk more about like the nitty gritty stuff and like the deep stuff that we actually work through in our relationship.
Yep.
To help you guys. So just wait on it. It's coming.
So if do us a favor, in the comments below right now, drop any comments of stuff that y'all want to like, what y'all want to hear about when it comes to
The Patreon.
the Patreon.
Yeah.
We gonna tell it all.
Yeah.
Like for real, gonna be on some soap drama type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
excited.
I'm excited too.
I'm super excited.
But all right, but going back to earlier about the attachment styles and how we got to where we are today compared to where we started.
So I preach this all the time, and y'all gonna listen to me one day, but I'm sure y'all have already seen an ad about it by now. But literally the key to us overcoming our different attachment styles was learning how to control our fucking emotions. Y'all gonna get tired of hearing me say it until y'all freaking understand that literally all of this, our ability to resolve conflict in the way that we do now, which we're gonna get into, is because we learned to understand and fully process the way that we feel. Because how can I communicate to him what I'm feeling if I don't even fully understand what I'm feeling?
Yeah.
Like, I may be angry, but I can't even distinguish whether I'm angry at him or if I'm angry at something that was triggered in the past. So now I'm just reacting. But I how is that productive? That's destroying the relationship. Do y'all not, like, there's obviously a direct correlation between the two.
Yeah.
And I really want y'all to see that.
And now to my guys out there, the reason why you suck at relationships, the reason why you can't keep a woman, the reason why you out here just chasing multiple women and you have a temporary satisfaction, you can't keep it the long term because you don't understand your own emotions, bro. You don't understand how to, you know, feel your own emotions and utilize that understanding to help you to make better decisions when it comes to how you manage yourself, but also how you comes to manage the women in your life. And I'm speaking from a place of personal experience. Like, I did not get good at relationship or become this great example of a married man. It wasn't until I started to go through my own journey of understanding my emotions. But thankfully, I've been blessed with an amazing goddess of a woman that y'all see right here, who literally boxed me in, like look at it like this. Look, I'm blessed to say I have the best of the best when it comes to this emotional shit. You know what I'm saying? Understanding your emotional. So like, and that's how I like to operate. Put me around the best of the best. You feel me? Because when I'm around the best of the best, that means that energy is going to rub off on me and I have no choice but to level up. And and you want that type of discernment and consideration when it comes to who you decide to do life with. In what way, shape, or form can this person level you up in the area that you know you need to be leveled up in? Bro, I sucked at my emotions, bro. That's why my previous relationships flopped. You know, this ain't my first rodeo. I ain't gonna say fail. I've learned and I did the work to figure out where was I wrong in my previous relationship. And just even not outside of just intimate relationships, just relationships in general. Like, I now looking back on my life, bro, I was a horrible communicator. I didn't understand my emotions and understand other people's emotions and having empathy as well. You know what I'm saying? You helped me out with that. So to my guys out there, take this emotional stuff serious, man. Like, you are more stronger as a person when you have the power of understanding your personal emotions. So when you can understand your emotions, you're able to understand other people's emotions and have a better conversation and communicate better from a place of understanding with your emotions.
That's beautiful, babe. And I want to say, babe, I'm proud of you because you communicated the fuck out of that. Give me a high five, baby. That was great communication.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Good
Do
job.
that again. That was a little wet.
Yeah, that was. It was terrible.
We got to do our. Okay. There we go. All right.
Yeah.
But
Awesome. Jamal was definitely that way. And I kind of had to force him. Like, I've been pushing on him for like years to just like, come on, communicate with me, try. Because even though I was very emotional and did not necessarily have control over it, we were like the complete opposite. Like, I was very expressive, but I did not know how to express in a healthy way. But I had a comfortable relationship with feeling, though. So all I needed was to basically put it in the right container so that it doesn't harm my relationships and can actually benefit my relationships. But I was willing to learn that. And so I was pushing him like, come on, let's learn together. But we have to talk in order to learn this together. So,
and also in that, establishing a safe space, creating a safe space. So like, hey, you can talk, man. You can. How do you feel? I'm not your enemy here. We're going to the same destination. So you might as well learn how to get through this here right now and feel what you feel. Like, nobody's gonna hurt you. It doesn't make you less of a man just because you're expressing your emotions, or tell like, this is how I feel right now. You're not gonna die, bro. But that can only happen when you have the safe space to do so. And just going back to you were out the gate, you were really great at your emotions, you know what I'm saying? Just understanding your emotions. So I can see how you can be on some more expressive type energy when it comes to that, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I didn't understand my emotions. But so for me, when we have these disagreements and all this stuff, immediately I'm getting hit with all these types of emotions, but I don't understand what they are, what's going on. I'm just used to reacting or responding a certain way just because I taught and trained myself to be that way. But now looking back, that a big reason why I had to be on some avoidant type stuff or pull back, because I needed a moment to just kind of understand what the fuck is going on within myself. Like, what is this going on? What is this I'm dealing with right now? Like, this is strange. But let's talk about how we were able to come together where we are today, and like, what is our, I guess, conflict resolution process now? Yeah.
So before we give you the steps, let's talk about foundation for a second. Jamal and I had a conversation earlier where we asked ourselves, why is it that couples struggle with conflict? I'm going to say that one more time. Why is it that couples struggle with conflict? And the solution that we came to is that there is a lack of safety. And that's something that we have mastered in our relationship, is creating safety between each other and recognizing that no matter what, we are always on the same team. And that's how we're able to resolve our conflicts so easily, because if we can go into it knowing deep within ourselves that the other is not the enemy, regardless of what's being triggered, regardless of what the conversation is, regardless of how angry we are, we still know at the end of the day that the other is not the enemy. And we understand that they're just feeling an emotion because there's some type of lack of communication. There's some type of divide in communication here that we have to work through. But at the end of the day, we're going to work through it because we're committed to each other and we're on the same team.
This is more than credit repair. This is a movement. For too long, you've been told no, denied, overlooked, held back. But what if I told you that ends today? At J-Scope Capital, we don't just fix credit. We shift mindsets. We break cycles. We create new beginnings. This isn't just about a credit score. This is about your future, your family, your freedom. Because real wealth starts in the mind before it ever reaches the bank account. That's why we educate. That's why we empower. Every signature on a contract, every approval, every new key handed over, it starts with a decision. The decision to take back control. Your past mistakes, they don't define you. Your future is waiting. The only question is, are you ready to claim it? This isn't just about credit. It's about community. It's about shifting your entire reality. It's about stepping into your power. And we don't just talk about it. We show up, we educate, we execute. Because when one of us wins, we all win. You deserve this. Your future self is waiting for you to make the move. Start today. Visit start.jscocapital.com. No more waiting, no more hoping. It starts now. J-Sco Capital. This is a movement. Be a part of it.
So as long as we're able to work out that lack of communication or that divide that we have in communication, we're good. So that understanding is why we're able to resolve conflict so quickly between us.
If you don't know and believe 100% in your relationship that no matter what y'all going through, that y'all on the same team, that nobody's going anywhere, if that's not understood, y'all gonna always be against each other. Like y'all gonna always not be on the same team and just have an issue because y'all not going into it knowing right off the bat, like, you ain't going nowhere. You already knowing that, like, it's a possibility that there is a plan B. Like, there is no plan B when it comes to this relationship with my wife.
Yeah.
We that, like, that's solid. There is no plan B, no back door. It is what it is. We're moving forward. Let's figure it out.
Yep. Yeah. And that's not to say that you can't have great conflict resolution when you're still not sure about if y'all are going to spend forever together. But it's more so just recognizing that that person is safe, that y'all are safe together. One thing that I did in our relationship when Jamal and I were dating is I always made sure that I created safety. Ain't that right, baby?
Every single time.
Every single time. No matter what the argument was, no matter how, okay. He used to say some stuff to me that would trigger me and make me freak out, right? But I understood that even if what he said upset me, I could not react in a way that would tear him down or dismiss him or hurt him. No matter what he said that was hurtful, I cannot respond with any type of disrespect because that will immediately shatter his trust with me. When it comes to a man, their ego is everything. Everything. So if a man chooses to be honest with you about something or transparent and open up to you about something and you react poorly and immediately shut him down or cuss him out or hurt him, he ain't never gonna want to open up to you again.
Over with.
So I always made sure that even if it hurt my feelings, if he told me something that was extremely vulnerable, I had to put my feelings to the side for a second and just see him and just see what he's talking about. I wish I could use an example, but I feel like that example is for Patreon.
Yeah. Patreon, hey, get the Patreon. But that's so true and important that, like, she had to prove herself to me that, like, and vice versa, that, like, I can trust you with my vulnerable moments. And that's what honestly what men are looking for when it comes to a partner. Can I trust you with my darkest secrets, the things that, like, I hide behind closed doors or whatever that I'm dealing with, struggling with, going with? And that's the cheat code to get into a man's heart. Like, show and be pure and intentional and genuine when it comes to this. Don't manipulate my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see the value in him, you see that he has great potential and who he is right now, that he's a great dude. We're all on the journey of learning, growing, becoming better. If you see that this is somebody that you could potentially do life with and that you see there's a lot of growth opportunity, don't shoot him down. Like, do everything that you can to show and prove that you can be his safe space, his peace, an environment to where he can open up his heart to you. Because when that heart open, you got my boy. Just being 100 and just continue to build that trust and show up every single day in building that trust. And that goes on both ends as well. But the moment you shoot them down, that heart closed, and it's hard to get that, open that door back up when it comes to the man.
Yeah. And
I also wanted to say this too. This is going to be crazy to say, but it's the honest truth. Our goal, and we haven't talked about this.
Oh God.
But I feel like you're going to rock with me. If you disagree, just disagree on camera.
Okay.
But we've gotten to a point in our journey when it comes to productive, like, conflict resolution and all this stuff. Our goal is to trigger each other.
Yeah.
As much as we possibly can, but we're not going into every day, oh, how can I trigger my wife?
Yeah. No.
But we understand that, like, trigger moments are the best growth opportunities. We look for that. We run to them like, oh, I just got triggered, baby. I'm gonna be real with you. I got triggered. This is how I'm feeling. Because when you can master a trigger, that means you are better now. So, because trigger is connected to trauma in some way, shape, or form. And the goal here is to remove the curses and traumas out of our life. So instead of being afraid of triggers and all that stuff, no, yes.
Invite them.
We about to level up, baby. You just triggered me in this moment. Oh, let's talk about it. And once we get that clarity on the other side, we better people and we just leveled up. That's the game.
Let me add such a great nugget to that. The goal is not to not trigger each other. And I noticed when we were having conflicts, sometimes we would provide the solution like, well, maybe if you didn't do this, I wouldn't get triggered. If you didn't do this, then it wouldn't have made me upset. The goal isn't not to trigger that person. Like, I'm not going to change the way that I act so much so that I have to walk on eggshells around you just to avoid your triggers. Like, if I'm just being myself and that triggers you, that's not the responsibility of like me to fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is not my responsibility to fix his triggers. All I can do is point them out to him, and hopefully he can recognize it for himself moving forward. But at the same time, it is not my responsibility to try to prevent myself from triggering him. Now, that does not mean if you know something triggers your partner that you intentionally do it. You know what I'm saying? But that just means if you're just going about your day-to-day life and you happen to trigger your partner and you didn't mean to, they can't expect you to just not trigger them, right? The goal is to get comfortable and okay with being triggered. And that's fine because like Jamal said, it's a growth opportunity.
That's a bar.
I really hope y'all got that because that really changed the game for me. That really changed the game for me.
That's a bar. Please pick up that gem she just dropped. You know what I'm saying? If anything y'all get out of this whole episode, please get that.
Yeah.
And all my queens out here, man, and my kings, you feel me? Like, don't be out here just intentionally triggering your people. Because if you out here just intentionally, you know you can say something to that person that is just like a low blow, man. That's just a reflection of you. You got a lot of work to do.
Especially your partner.
You low vibration.
Yeah.
You don't be a low vibration nigga. You feel me? Right? Elevate, increase your understanding. Like, if we gonna do better as a people, you got to be better than that. See yourself as a better person. You know, level up on some real shit. But
I was saying, especially your partner.
Especially,
like,
number one.
Your partner, when they start to open up to you and you guys are creating safety and y'all are building trust, you will know their greatest triggers, their greatest insecurities, their greatest weaknesses. You're going to know everything about them. You're going to know exactly what to say to hurt them. Don't use it against them, regardless of how you feel, how hurt you are, how mad you are. If you know your partner's greatest weaknesses, don't use that against them. It's only going to break that trust that you have between each other. Use it to elevate them. We were just having a conversation with a couple the other day. Sidebar, if you would like to have a conversation with us, I would love to know, do y'all want to talk to us? Like, would you benefit from being on a call with the two of us and like asking us questions and like having like quote unquote a little couples therapy session? Yeah, like let's talk about that in the comments.
Link below. Click the link and schedule a call with us. You feel me?
I ain't even got that set up yet. You
know
see
what?
how he be doing
By
this?
the time this drop, the link will be below.
And guess who's gonna have to do that? Me.
It's all right. You got time. We gonna create time.
A sidebar. This is what Jamal does, right? Okay, he has an idea and he's like, let's do it now. Let's do it right now. And I'm like, babe, we got 10 other ideas that we are in the process of implementing right now. And you trying to just throw another one onto my plate.
Hey.
He was trying to have the Patreon launch before we even sat down. This was like 2 hours ago. He was like, let's put this Patreon together right now. I'm like, baby, calm down.
Y'all see what type of time I'm on? Like, look, execute now. Adjust later. That's the energy all 2025. Y'all feel me? Put in the comments if y'all rock with me. Put execute now, adjust later. There's no time. Look, no hesitation energy over here, bro. But I get it. I have to dial it down
Just don't
because
stress
you know what I'm
yourself
saying.
out.
Don't
Okay.
stress yourself out. But it's good to be in that mind frame and execute now because you ain't got time to waste. If y'all sick and tired of not seeing your dreams coming to reality, you got to get out this hesitation type energy. You stop waiting on the right opportunity. Execute. Do it ugly. Do it ugly. Do it scared. Don't do it perfect because perfection. I would say perfectionism is an enemy of execution. But anyway, all right. So link below. Click that link.
Or if the link is not below, because I have another idea of a way that I want to implement this, then please comment and tell us that you would like to talk to us and meet with us. Because we're also thinking about, or we're going to create a community. So I was thinking this might be a great opportunity for the community.
True.
But okay. All of that. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. What?
Oh, you got another point?
No, I was in the middle of saying a point.
Go ahead.
And then we just...
Finish your point.
Thank you. Okay, so we were talking to this couple the other day. And basically there's a situation where the man in the couple feels like he does not have leadership in their relationship. And I was talking to the woman and I was telling her, if you want him to change in a certain way, you have to talk to him like the man that you desire him to be, not the man that he is. So instead of telling him, oh, you're a bad leader, or, oh, you always make poor decisions, talk to him like, you're an amazing leader, babe. You have great ideas. Like, don't automatically shoot him down. Always speak life into your partner. And this isn't just for the women and the men. This is for everybody. Always speak life into your partner. If you know their greatest weaknesses and their insecurities, speak to the opposite of them. If you know that they're insecure about public speaking, for example, speak life into them every time they have the courage to speak. Like, that's what you're supposed to do in a relationship. But continue.
I got to add on to that.
Okay.
Yes, do that 100%. But keep it 100 with my guy. I'm sorry. Keep it 100 with my guy. And
keeping it 100 doesn't always mean being mean, though.
Don't be mean, but be real and be honest. Like, hey, look, if it's a decision that you made, I'm proud of you for executing on something, making a decision. Great job, because this is what we need in our family. I'm proud of you. You showing leadership. You showing X, Y. I'm really proud of you. Like, let him know how proud of you for what he's doing. But if it's something that needs to be cleaned up, or if you see room for improvement, be sure to let him know in what way, shape, or form that he can improve. And communicate in a productive way, not in a way that attacks him.
Mm-hmm.
That's very important. Don't be that person like, oh my God, you're doing great, but you don't keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it real all the time, but there's a way you go about keeping it real with your partner.
So nugget example of that that I used with them was if, he presents an idea. So let me use Jamal and I as an example. If Jamal presents an idea to me, the way that I used to be, I used to be very controlling, y'all. I'm gonna be honest. I'm working on it every single day. But I used to be very controlling. So when Jamal would present an idea and I run it through my own filter, and to me it's a stupid idea, I tell him it's a stupid idea.
Straight up.
Yeah. And I know I'm not the only one who did that. So ladies, don't be judging, because I know you do it too. Okay. But anyway, so what I do now is instead I'll be like, okay, babe, I like it. I'm proud of you for the idea. Now, how can we make it better? Here are the problem areas that I see in the problem or in the idea. So how can we make this idea work? Instead of telling him that idea don't work, I'm instead telling him, how can we make this idea work? How can we put our minds together to make this idea work? Or I'm explaining the logic that I have in my brain. So the reason why I bring that up and that example up is because in that example, I'm making him better by challenging his perspective in the way that he's doing things without necessarily attacking him and immediately shutting him down. Like, if you want him to be better, actually talk through the things that could be better, but with tangible solutions. Don't just be like, I wish you would do this better. No, babe, I would appreciate if, after you got out the shower, can you please make sure that you put the towel in the laundry basket, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to immediately tear down and attack that person.
Mm-hmm. And it goes both ways. There's times where you come to me with some shit, you know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, come on now. But, but we've learned to go about that the right way.
Mm-hmm.
But let's wrap it up. So a couple of things.
We didn't even get to the example. Hold on. Because we were supposed to talk about the conflict from earlier. I know we running over time, baby.
What example of what?
The conflict that we had earlier, but we already told him we was going to talk about it, and we never talked about it.
I think what we should do, you can agree on or disagree on live. We should give them actionable steps of how we went about and how we go about conflict resolution to now as where we are today, and connecting that to the example from earlier today.
Okay.
Can we give them 3 actionable steps of how to have productive conflict resolution?
Okay. I don't necessarily know about 3.
Okay.
But steps.
Okay,
yes,
steps.
because I don't know what those 3 steps are. It's just going to come out of me.
Pull it out your ass. Let's go.
Okay, great. So earlier we had a slight conflict. It was over something so stupid, y'all. But basically, I don't even know how to explain it. Okay, so we have a timer sitting over there. On Jamal's laptop, right? And it was telling us, we had 30 minutes to shoot this episode. It already went off. It's fine. Mm-hmm. But he was telling me earlier, he came to me and he was like, how would you feel if we had a timer set up? And I was like, I think that's a great idea. How are you going to set it up?
And my good ass ideas. Come on, stop playing with them. Anyway,
okay.
But go ahead.
It's like, how are you going to set it up? And he was like, I'm going to use the iPad. And we use the iPad, like Angelique. Shout out to Angelique and
Shout
Brian,
out to Angel. Shout out to my dog Brian behind the board
right
ones
now.
and twos. The real ones back there. Salute. All right. But yeah.
But Angelique is currently using the iPad to switch cameras right now. Mm-hmm. So all of our devices are occupied, right? So I was telling him, we're going to be using the iPad. And he was like, I got a solution. That's fine. And I was like, well, why don't you use your laptop? Because that's the only device that would be available. And he was basically saying, I got it. I got a solution. And I was like, why don't you just use the laptop? Because it's the only device available. And we just kept going back and forth.
Went into a whole back and forth
argument about this. Okay, this is what I mean by, do we even need to talk about the conflicts that we have? Because they're so stupid. At the end of the day,
we're humans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To this day, we still, it's not like no big argument, but we still have those type in real time moment disagreement arguments, what I'm saying? To where like, damn, you made me feel some kind of way, how what you said, boom, boom, and I'm getting defensive, and we both defensive, and now we got to come to a common mutual ground and remind each other that we on the same team and get back on one accord.
So that's literally what happened. Like, we just both got extremely defensive. And just kept saying like sly little remarks to each other. Not necessarily like mean things, but just like sly stuff like, I mean, since you make all the decisions around here, why don't you?
Hey, look, you want to be masculine superwoman solution finder? Go ahead and continue. I sit over here. Look, you want to be solution woman? Great. Let me kick my feet up and let you run. Great. That's what you want to be on, babe.
Stuff like that.
Cool.
Stuff like that.
But yeah.
But we recognize that about each other. And honestly, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun and it's kind of funny. It kind of helps us release our frustration on each other without necessarily being mean to each other. And we understand our relationship and we understand each other so well now that we recognize what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So we don't necessarily like take it so personally and it doesn't go far. Yeah. But not every relationship is there. Okay. Just saying that. Not every relationship is there. But know your partner, right? But continue.
Execution action steps. How do we get to back on the same page? What did we do?
Right. So after we, went at each other a little bit, we basically just got to a point was like, bruh, I want to be on the same team. We got a podcast to shoot in a couple hours and we need to get on the same team before they get here.
Step one. Look at your partner in the eye and tell them, hey, we are on the same team. The goal here is to get back on one accord because we are going to the same place together. So whatever we got to do to talk this through, let's do what we need to do. But remember, We are on the same team. Number one, verbally communicate.
We are on the same.
What do we do next?
But before we get to the next step, I do want to say that the ability to do that, though, to look past whatever you're feeling and your ego, your anger, whatever, the ability to do that comes down to emotional control at the end of the day. Because it used to be that he would, get super upset and I would get super upset, and then neither of us wanted to admit that, hey, we just want to be on the same team. Right. So it took us being able to recognize what we're feeling and look past that in order to see the bigger picture, in order to get to a place where we can even do step one, which is saying, hey, we're on the same team.
And if you want to live a reality where you have mastered your emotions and understand that and can live a better quality of life and not live a life of hell because you're bound in your mind because you don't understand your emotions, you don't understand yourself, that's called a life of hell on earth. You don't want that. So if you want to experience heaven on earth because you understand your emotions in your mind and the ability to communicate, tap into the Queen.
Get my fucking masterclass.
You feel me?
Get the fucking masterclass.
That link below.
Not for me.
Not for us. For
you, my nigga. Like, you.
You. For sure. All right.
But, anyway.
Okay. Was there
Step two?
Step two.
So, okay, after we had established that we are going to get on the same team, it was still a little bit of like trying to communicate. But what we did is we both explained our stances, our point of views, and actively listened to the other person.
Ooh, that's good. Explain your stances and point of view and actively listen with the intent to listen, not with the intent to respond. Okay. That's a lot.
And then once we properly communicate our separate stances, we're able to find the commonalities in what we were both trying to accomplish. So in this example, Jamal just wanted me to trust that whatever his solution was, it was going to be a good solution.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt a little bit disrespected when I tried to provide a solution that he didn't ask for.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, my thing was, why didn't you just say that?
Okay. It all boils back down to communication. There you go. It all boils back down to communication. It could have been avoided. And I own up to that, family. I own up to that.
So, the point is, we both got to the root of what we wanted out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then affirmed each other that the last step 3 would be to affirm each other that whatever that person wanted and needed in that moment will be provided for next time.
Mm-hmm.
So for example, he wanted to make surely sure that I looked him in the eyes and I understood how he felt and why he felt the way that he felt, and making sure that moving forward, I would trust his solutions if he does not ask for my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So I was able to affirm him and say, yes. And of course, we're constantly working on our communication. So he was able to apologize and affirm me in that regard. But that's literally how we handle every single conflict. Mm-hmm. And going back to the question that that somebody asked on Instagram that we didn't answer yet, which is, what about distance? Is it okay to create distance? Know that before we are able to get to step 1, which is reaffirming each other that we're on the same team, sometimes we have to take some distance. Sometimes we have to get some space in order to work through what we're feeling individually, and that is okay. Now, one thing that we do know is that, or one I wouldn't say necessarily boundary, or let's call it a boundary. One boundary that we do have is that we don't take too long.
Establish a time frame. If you're going to incorporate distance, go ahead and establish how long that you're going to allow yourselves to have distance before.
And it's not necessarily that we communicate that either.
Yeah.
We've gotten to a place where we just know each other so well that by the time that, he's taking distance and I've taken distance, we're ready to come back together around the same time. Mm-hmm. Or if one is ready, we'll just come to the other and the other will let us know hey, I do need a little bit more time, or okay, sure, let's talk about it. But one thing that for us, we never go more than 24 hours without resolving a conflict.
Yeah. Our turnaround time is very quick. The goal here is to close the time gap between the time you allow yourself to have distance. You want to go from 24 to 20 to 18 to 15 to 12 to like doing that in 30 minutes or right then in that moment. Because and the way to get to that point is by learning how to understand and control your emotions. And the better you understand your emotions, will equate to you learning how to better communicate.
Mm-hmm. And in that distance, let's talk about what happens in that distance, because it doesn't just mean us being apart and focusing on other things. No, in that distance, we're sorting through how we're feeling. Mm-hmm. We're allowing ourselves to feel our emotions and understanding them and trying to figure out, okay, am I being triggered? Did he do something that, pissed me off? Where is this coming from? And why am I feeling this way? Okay, how can I communicate this to him? What do I really need and want at this moment? But again, that comes with emotional intelligence. So you're going through that entire process in that distance. So when you come back together, you know how to communicate what you're feeling because you already understand what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm. Y'all want to know what it is to be a real nigga out here, bro. A real nigga know how to understand his emotions. He understands his emotions and understand that that's a superpower. Mm-hmm. Understand that being vulnerable is actually a strength. Mm-hmm. Be vulnerable in a safe space, you know what I'm saying? And like use it as an opportunity. When you have the opportunity to be vulnerable, that's a level up opportunity for you. Remove those blockages, bruh. Remove those blockages, man. So okay. Yes, get aggressive with understanding your emotion, man. I promise you, man, you're going to be in a true God state for sure. For sure. But anyway.
Now I think we officially got through. Okay.
All right.
We did it.
All
okay.
Right. Let's get out of here.
Wait.
Next episode.
Random wisdom.
Next episode.
The word
baby, respect the time. Respect
one
the time.
thing. Okay. 2 minutes.
All right.
2 minutes. Random wisdom. This is what we said we was going to do.
All right,
so
go ahead, baby.
Random wisdom. Okay. So, if your hair is not straight, this is for you. Okay. So, I went to the hair salon yesterday. I don't know if you noticed, but my hair is a lot more defined than it normally looks, and it's shorter. I don't know if you guys can see, but my hair is shorter. But anyway, I went to a curl specialist, and y'all, I'm mixed. I'm Blasian. So I have a very unique hair texture, and it's different all over. Like the back of my hair has much tighter curls than the front of my hair. So my entire life, I've been trying to figure out how to do my hair. And I've been using a lot of YouTube University because nobody in my family has my hair. Like I'm a second generation Blasian. So of course my mama got like that, like basically straight but wavy, nice, easy hair. And she wasn't able to do mine because she didn't know. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so for like the past 6-7 years, I've been on this natural hair journey, and Jamal has seen it. He's seen the days where I would be crying in the bathroom, like, fuck this. I give up on all this. I don't even want to do it no more. It's been a journey. And I have been looking for a hairstylist that knows my curl pattern and can teach me what to do. And I've been to so many hairstylists, y'all. I've been to so many hairstylists. And the last two told me to give up on my wash and go. They were like, your hair is just not meant for that. So I'm literally sitting here like, well, I guess I just can't do a wash and go. This is a wash and go, by the way. Anyway, but I found this curl specialist. Shout out to Janae at the Collection. Where is that? In Pepper Place. So if you're in Birmingham, Janae at the Collection. She's awesome, but she's
black.
Yeah, she's
black.
Black-owned
business. Oh
no, it is not a black-owned business, but she is a black person.
Okay, you
rock
rock
works
with her?
at a white business.
You rock with her?
Yes, I rock with her though. I rock with her.
Yeah, put her up here.
Yes,
somewhere.
most definitely. But anyway, Janae blew my mind. She blew my mind. She asked for my like curl regimen, my wash day regimen, and I basically used the LOC method, right? Which is pretty much what every natural hair girly uses if you learn from YouTube, right? So I used the LOC method, and she basically was like, that is so wrong. This whole era of like these YouTubers talking about the natural hair journey, none of them are natural hairstylists. So even though it got, black women wanting to wear their natural hair, it's still not accurate because the right people aren't teaching the right information. So a lot of women out here don't even know how to do their hair properly. They've been following these YouTubers and wondering why it's not working, like me. But I just want to put y'all on to this one thing that she said to me. And she said so many other things. One, the wash routine is literally only shampoo, conditioner, and gel. That's it. no leave-in, no other random shit. Okay, no oil. And that's the tidbit that I want to share with y'all. She was saying that oil is actually blocking water from getting into my hair, which obviously, yeah, duh, oil
Makes
and
sense.
water separate.
Yep.
But I never thought of it in terms of like, normally I would do my wash, my leave-in, and then an oil to like lock in the moisture. And she was saying that actually the oil isn't even locking in the moisture. Right.
Wow.
Right. She was saying actually that's why your hair looks the way that it is. It's actually forcing the water to leave your hair. Yeah. Yeah. Blew my mind. And she was like, I just want you to try not using oil in your hair for 30. So this is no oil. Like, she didn't oil my scalp. She didn't oil my scalp. She was saying when you oil your scalp, that also prevents moisture from getting into your scalp, which leads to dandruff, which is what I was having. Right. Angelique over here like, oh my God. Yes. Yes. This is why I had to share this moment with y'all. I could not leave this podcast without sharing it.
Yeah.
Because it blew my mind. So literally when I told you, she does shampoo, conditioner, a gel, a mousse, and then another gel. But the gels are very specific. Like, she only used like water-based products and stuff like that. Which I don't know all of the information. This is just me going to like the appointment yesterday. So honestly, you need to go talk to Janae because she gonna hook you up. But I was trying to convince her to start a YouTube channel. So in the comments, let's try to, if you feel this information and you believe it, I need you to comment down there and be like, yes, Janae, start the YouTube channel. Facts. She needs to.
And I'm sorry for almost preventing you from yeah, I know. I'm the bad. Hey, look, I'll be the bad guy this time, y'all. You feel me? I was just trying to honor the time. But thank you for taking the time to share that, because it's a couple of things I got from that. The importance of investing into yourself.
Yeah,
investing into your hair care journey. And look, now she's a changed woman. You know, it's up now. And also another thing too, can we normalize natural beauty? You feel me? Like, our Black women embracing and being comfortable with their natural hair, just natural beauty. Not saying don't do away with the other stuff, like, but don't let it be like it can control you or define you. Like, let's be 100% safe with our natural self and being 100% in that, and then whatever you want to do outside of that, that's on you. Yeah. So shout out to my natural women out there, and you feel me? So let's get it.
Shout out to us.
Yeah. Love my Black women.
Anyway.
All right.
Wrapping up. What a like, comment, subscribe, all of those things.
Honestly, look, if I would prefer comments. Leave your thought in the comment. If you feel pulled to subscribe. The subscribers are going to go up. We already know it. But follow along with us. But other than that, let's get up out of here. It was a dope episode. Good job.
All right. My name is Nia Love Jackson, and this is my husband, Jamal Jackson. This was the Black and Abundant Podcast, episode 35. See you later.
Let's get it.
Jace.